Where is the Magaralini Talavi? Did not come. Okay. கட்சி பணியில் முழுமையாக ஈடுபட்டுக் கொண்டிருக்கிறாரா? Excellent. All right. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Are we good? Are we good to start? Great. Thanks. All right. Okay. Let's start. Happy Friday, everyone. I know you have made it through this week. It's the beginning of the financial year. And it's going to be, everybody are talking some new language. Everybody are talking something new. Everybody are talking about what's going to be fresh this year. As you all sail through this week, the laptops are closing. The weekend is staring at you in the face. But I see you have tuned into Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. I'm your host, Mr.Rudhra. We are here to talk about the human side of the office. The stuff we usually don't put in the employee handbook or our business SOPs. At Cornerstone and on DC Live, our philosophy is very simple. We care, we share, and we are on air. And it's Friday, 5:30 p.m. that this is broadcast. And I'm your favorite RJ, Rudra. All right, what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to start with a song. And I'm not a great singer, so I'm just going to give you the lyrics. Or probably I'm going to start this way. Whom do you speak to the most? Who's that one person you always speak the maximum in your life? Someone says mom, someone says friend, someone says spouse, partner. Take a few seconds and think about who is that one person you all talk to the most. I want to talk to you about the most influential person that you talk to. It's the person within yourself. The most anybody talks to is speaking to your mind. Now, in this over next 15-20 minutes, we're going to talk about why do we do it? Why does it matter? And how is that going to help us? I'm sure most of us must have heard this song or listened to the song called O Maname from Ullam Ketkume. Beautiful lines by Byron. The song goes something like this. O Maname, Ullirundu Azhuvadu Yen. ஓ மனமே ஓ மனமே சில்லு சில்லாய் உடைந்தது ஏன் மழை தானே யாசித்தோம் கண்ணீர் துளிகள் தந்தது யார் பூக்கள் தானே யாசித்தோம் கூழாங்கற்களை எரிந்தது யார். So here I was in a very silent atmosphere, and then this song started playing on the TV. And it was probably late into the night when I was, this few years ago. And I was just thinking, how could someone explain you're speaking to your mind? When I said speaking to your mind, I'm sure Shakti thought about what is this about? But this song is speaking to your mind. And someone may feel it to be complicated, right? ஓகே, நான் எனக்குள்ளவே பேசிக்கணுமா, அது ஒன்றிதான் பண்ணலை இது வரைக்கும், அதுவும் பண்ணிடணுமா அப்படி. பட் இஃப் யூ ரியலி லுக் அட் இட், திஸ் சாங் சேஸ் இட். Why do you have to speak to your mind? It talks about oh maname, it calls your mind out. All right, with that background, let's go and understand how does this happen at work. Think about yourself when you're walking, when you are coming to office this morning, when you're commuting, or the afternoon meeting that didn't go right for you. What was that voice saying to you? What was that mind of yours talking to yourself? And what is that you were talking to your mind? That's what I'm talking about, speaking to your mind. Often we treat our minds like just a repeat CD that keeps playing the same sound always, the song. No. In reality of human dynamics at work, it is that internal dialogue that acts as a filter for everything you experience. If you aren't intentionally speaking to your mind will speak to you. And usually it's a bit of a critic. அது கடுமையாக தான் பேசும் உங்களிடம். So why is it important when you have that silent conversation with your mind? Because your mind is your primary think tank, is your primary partner. If the atmosphere there is not healthy, not positive, it doesn't matter how great your office space is, how well your chair is, or how well or the best computer you may have. You may really not feel that satisfaction and that high that you are supposed to be involved with, right? So that's the silent conversation. Right state of mind. We always tell that. The right state of mind is not by chance. When you speak to your mind, it speaks to you as well. So you set the right set of mind so that the mind reciprocates to you in a positive way. Okay. Now let's get real about failures, right? We all had those moments where a project flops or we miss deadline. The immediate reaction from the mind is usually, there I go again. I knew you're going to do this. My mind told this to me. Is what your mind tells you. However, in a moment from there, it says, "Parvala vidu macham paathukalam." That's exactly your mind. When we talk about resilience, we're not talking about being a robot when you switch from a particular mode to another mode. Your mind actually changes. We are talking about an active conversation. Instead of letting that negative loop run, you want to stop that. Sometimes your mind keeps playing around with negativity. So you want to speak to your mind and say, hey, you know what? That's okay. As your mind speaks, you can also speak to your mind and actually say, okay, that was a tough one. That was difficult. What's the one thing that we can take away from this? What's the learning? But you're kind of securing your mind by telling it's okay to lose. You're telling your brain that a mistake is a data point, not your personality or not your character. It's about navigating the shadows of failure instead of getting lost in them. It's very important. The same song that I was talking to you about, which is the Om Maname. So there are some wonderful lines in that, right? And another line that I always like is Thulaigalindri Nayanama, Tholvigalindri Puranama, right? So there's no beautiful music in any instrument without those the drilled holes on it, right? So if you look at it as a flow, no, that's for the air to flow. Thulaigalindri Nayanama, Tholvigalindri Puranama. It's not complete without a failure. That's what it talks about. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So talking about something else, next is the art of the win. You're elated always, right? You're so happy when you are winning. However, when you are always on the win, it is also that you really do not know how to ground yourself, how to hold your foot on the ground. And that's why it's very important you talk to your mind about handling a win or a celebration. We're very terrible. We're terrible. We celebrate, right? We want to keep celebrating. But how do you really want to do that? It's very important. We don't give our minds a second to breathe. We want to keep embraced, keep immersed in that celebration and happiness. Speaking to your mind also means stopping for about a minute after a win. Tell yourself, yeah, I know I handled that well. I'm proud of how I navigated that conflict. And you were with me, mind. You were essentially filling that success away in your mind by telling that, yes, I did that good, but I don't want to get carried away with that. Because over celebrations also is not going to make you feel good about it. After a while, you just feel that, hey, you know what? I've been running on this. Now I don't know what to do. That's why, even when you're winning, it's very important that you speak to your mind and stay grounded with that. And next couple of lines from the same song, right? It says, beautiful lines written. It says, தோல்வியும் கொஞ்சம் வேண்டுமடி வெற்றிக்கு அதுவே ஏணியடி, right? So beautiful lines. And I also, there are a few lines preceding it. And the way it starts is something like this. இன்பத்தில் பிறந்து இன்பத்தில் வளர்ந்து இன்பத்தில் மடிந்தவன் யாரும் இல்லை. துன்பத்தில் பிறந்து துன்பத்தில் வளர்ந்து துன்பத்தில் முடிந்தவன் யாரும் இல்லை. இன்பம் பாதி துன்பம் பாதி இரண்டும் வாழ்வின் அங்கம். நெருப்பில் விந்த நீரினில் குளித்தால் நகையும் மாறும் தங்கம். Right? நகையாய் மாறும் தங்கம். So that's something that is two sides of it, right? So I spoke about a failure, I spoke about a success. And these two lines just depicts it so beautifully. I repeat that. இன்பத்தில் பிறந்து இன்பத்தில் வளர்ந்து இன்பத்தில் மடிந்தவன் யாரும் இல்லை. துன்பத்தில் பிறந்து துன்பத்தில் வளர்ந்து துன்பத்தில் மடிந்தவன் யாரும் இல்லை. இன்பம் பாதி துன்பம் பாதி இரண்டும் வாழ்வின் அங்கம். Beautiful ways. So that's what I'm talking about. So your mind, talking to your mind and saying something like this is very, very important so that you stay balanced and you stay grounded. Great. Perfect. So now, quickly paraphrasing whatever I spoke to you till now, who's your best friend? It's you. You are your best friend. And when you're your best friend, speaking to your mind, that actually makes you is very, very important. And why do we have to do that? So that you cultivate a positive mind for you, a positive mindset for you. Mind that does not immerse only in happiness, only in sadness for you. It is going to help you hit your balance. And that's why you need to talk. And that silent conversation is very, very important because you spend most of the time with you carrying yourself. Right. And I'm going to talk about something very, very important for you. The weekend reset, the Friday reset. As we wrap up this week, I want to leave you with one challenge. The workplace is a web of people. It's deadlines, it's pressures. You can't control how someone speaks to you. You can't control the market, the way it swings. But you have control over the meeting that happens inside your head. Start simple. Tonight, as you get back home, unwind for the week or walk to the station. When you find that minute all by yourself, speak to your mind. Acknowledge the hard work you've put in this week. Give yourself permission to leave stress at your office door and just build that positive mindset, not by ignoring the bad things that's happened, but by being a kind narrator for your good stuff. Appreciate yourself. Be happy about what has gone right. Tell your mind, speak to your mind. It's very, very important that you go ahead and you have your mind aligned with a lot of positivity, a lot of people. And it is very, very important that you tell your mind to be happy. A happy mind is a happy you, right? With that, I'm going to, read another line, right? So this is, I always think about how can you even visualize this, right? மேகத்தை இழுத்து போர்வையாய் விரித்து வானத்தில் உறங்கிட ஆசையடி நம் ஆசை உடைந்து நார் நாராய் கிழித்து முள்ளுக்குள் எரிந்தது. Right? So this is what sometimes you feel like, but that's negativity. Don't let that take you over. Okay. Ensure that you have happiness with you. Ensure that you tell your mind that's okay. Build your resilience. Build on your failures. All right, people, with that, I come to an end of another episode of Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. This has been speaking to your mind on Cornerstone Weaving Workplace. I hope it kind of gives you something to reflect on as you head into your weekend. Remember, you are doing better than what you think you are. Take a breath, talk to your mind, be good to yourself. And I'll be back here next Friday at 5:30 p.m. Until then, stay connected, stay grounded, and remember on BC Life, we care, we share, we are on air. This is your favorite RJ Rudra signing off. Have a wonderful weekend. See you guys. Bye bye. Thank you.